Hello, algebra students. Today's lesson is kind of 8.3 and 8.4. We're doing quadratic word problems. Okay? We worked on this a little bit in class today, but I just want to make sure that we've got a full understanding of what's going on. Okay. After being fouled, Shaquille O'Neal gets one shot from the free throw line. Here's his equation, and it models all of these things. Okay? So the first thing I want to do is change that to x and y and put it in my calculator. So for the sake of doing this, I'm going to make this a smaller screen for just a minute, and we're going to stretch it this way so we can get a full screen. I'm going to add a graph, and then I'm going to type in 5x minus x squared plus 4. Okay? There's my basketball shot. Okay. So what I want to do is do my zoom fit so I can see everything about this parabola. There we go. Now, I want you to notice that our y-intercept is not at 0. And that is because Shaquille O'Neal is holding the ball, so he's at least 4 or 5 feet up in the air, right? Okay, so moving along, it says, how high is the ball after 2 seconds? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Menu, Trace, Graph Trace, and I want x to equal 2. So if I hit that, it tells me after 2 seconds the ball is at 10 feet. Okay, so we're going to make it at 10 feet. Now it's asking you when will the ball be 12 feet high. So they've given you a height. So when they do this, you don't have a magic, you can just type things in. So I've got to go to Menu, and I'm going to, oops, hang on. Actually, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to hit Tab. Tab brings up this little bar. I want to know when it's 12 feet high, so I'm going to make my height be 12 feet. I'm forcing it. So when I hit Enter, it gives me this line, and I want to know where these two lines intersect. So I'm going to go to Analyze Graph, Intersection. Be on the left of it, be on the right of it. Guess what? Those two lines don't ever cross. So my answer will be, when will the ball be 12 feet? Well, never. Okay, it never goes above 12 feet. When will the ball hit the ground? So I'm going to move this out of the way so we can see what we're doing here. I know it hits the ground right here, but guess what? That's not a clean break. It's not on a point, so I can't just look at it and know. So I'm actually going to have to go to Analyze Graph, go to 0. Now it's got graph question mark. It wants to know which graph I need a 0 of, so I want the blue one. I'm going to be on the left side of it and the right side of it, and so it tells me at 5.7 seconds I hit the ground. So at 5.7 seconds we hit the ground. Okay? And I believe that is all of that question. And we will be working with some of these in class tomorrow. Alright, Chris Brown of the Houston Texans kicked off the ball at the onset of the game. The height of the ball can be modeled by our equation, so that's important, where h represents the height in meters and t after seconds. So, let's go ahead and get in our calculator. I'm going to make it small again for a moment. Okay. Between each problem, I recommend doing a new document just to make sure nothing interferes. And then I'm going to go to Add Graph. So most of our quadratic stuff, unless we're looking for the roots, can be found in Graph. So that's where we're going to spend most of our time. Okay. So I have 17x minus 4x squared. Okay. Again, I can't see my whole parabola, so I'm going to go to Menu, Zoom, Fit. There we go. Now I can see my whole parabola. Notice our ball starts on the ground. Now, anytime you want to change the zoom or whatever, as long as you can see the important parts, that's fine. Like right now, I could get a little closer and be alright. I want my center to be right there. And you can keep tapping until you get sick of tapping, then hit escape. Okay? So it wants to know where the ball is after 3 seconds. So I'm going to go to trace and hit 3, because I want x to equal 3. Well, after 3 seconds, the ball is 15 meters off the ground. So 15 meters. Okay? Now they're going to give me a height, which is my y. So I'm going to go back to my calculator and tell it, okay, so now that I know that my height is, what was it, 8 meters, I'm going to hit tab and tell it I want y to equal 8. Great, I'm actually going to get 2 answers out of this, which is okay. So I'm going to go to Menu, Analyze Graph, Intersection. I want to be on the left side of the first one, and then on the right side of it. So at 0.539 seconds, I was 8 meters high. So let's go ahead and write that down. 0.5, what was it? 39. Okay. Okay, to find the other one, we do the same thing. Analyze graph, intersection, except I want to be on the right side of that point. Go till I find another one. 3.71. So 3.71 seconds and 0.539. Next question wants to know, when is it 26 meters high? So I'm going to hit tab. I could type in another line here, but I'm just going to change 8 to 26. These lines are never going to cross, so I know that my ball will never be 26 feet high, or meters, excuse me. When will it come back to the ground? Well, let's take a look. I can go to Menu, Analyze Graph, and I want to find the 0. I want to do the parabola between here and here. 4.25 seconds. So I'll do 4.25 seconds. Now, if all else fails and you get lost, you can always try using trace. Okay? It'll tell you all of the important points that it encounters on your screen. We'll go this way. So there's my maximum. So if I was looking for the vertex, it'll find that. And I'm going to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Bam, there was a 0. Okay? So if you get stuck, always use trace. And with trace, remember you can also type in what you want x to equal, and it will take you there. Alright? That should do it for today. Be ready to work really hard tomorrow. We got lots of practice to do. See you then.